When you go to your doctor with a medical problem, you're prepared to answer questions designed to help him or her determine what's going on and what treatment plan to initiate. One important function of this inquiry is to assist your physician in understanding what precipitated or caused the illness, or the infection, or the trauma. I'm going to use this medical model as a metaphor to explore the question, where did the excuses come from in relation to making them vanish from your life? It will help you to become your own doctor and to learn the origin and duration of your condition before you implement treatment. Just like physical problems, habituated thinking patterns that keep you from attaining the life of your dreams can be remedied by knowing how and why they occurred, and a program of prevention can then be instituted. Using the same model of an intake interview that your medical doctor would conduct, here are 5 questions that will help you understand where your excuses came from. Number 1, what are your symptoms? Imagine the excuses you've employed as symptoms that have been keeping you from maximizing your potential for happiness, success, and health, even if they may not be as obvious as a fever, a runny nose, a sore throat, or any other physical symptoms that would cause you to seek out medical attention. Describe what you're feeling when you know you've got the excuse bug, and be as specific as you can. Common symptoms include frequent episodes of blame and fault-finding when just about anyone or anything that you think of is held responsible for your unhappiness. Shame that sneakily attacks you, anger at yourself and others, which erupts at the tiniest irritation, envy that breaks out when you compare yourself to others, and laziness, inactivity, and complaining. As the excuse bug takes hold, you notice that you spend a lot of time looking for occasions to be offended. Anyone else's success, happiness, and good health just serves to intensify your symptoms. Self-doubt, resentment, anxiety, worry, hopelessness, sadness, unworthiness, and more may also occur. Number 2, when did your symptoms first appear? Your symptoms could very well stem from childhood memories that still persist in adult versions. For example, the rationalization, I'm too old, may have appeared as, I'm too young when you were a teenager. And the adult excuse, I'm too busy, might have originated as, I can't do my chores because I have to play with my friends and do my homework and get to bed when you were in school. Perhaps you also admired family members who modeled seemingly successful excuse-making behavior. These lifelong thinking habits have become so incorporated into your being that only now are you beginning to see them as symptomatic of a disease process. 3. Whom were you with? Simply knowing whom you were with when you came down with one of your excuse diseases unfortunately won't change it. You'll gain a modicum of insight, but the conclusion remains the same. Your past is always going to be the way it was, and there's no way to alter it. Those people you were with when you caught so many self-defeating thinking habits should be pretty much obvious to you by now. They include members of your immediate and extended family, especially your parents and grandparents, teachers, classmates, and friends, members of religious organizations, and even folks who appeared on the television programs you watched, in the magazines and newspapers you read, and in the music you listened to. I could go on and on listing all of the ways you were exposed to mind viruses. The only purpose those viruses had was to replicate, infiltrate, and spread whenever and wherever possible, and your inquisitive, open, and willing mind surely was an inviting place for them to take up residence. Question number 4. Did the people you were around have similar symptoms? Were they contagious? If you were being medically treated for a disease, it would be important to curtail its spread. Not only would you need to be treated accordingly, but whomever you caught it from would need to be so also. In addition, you'd be told how to minimize endangering others, and you might even be isolated to stop the epidemic from growing. The people with whom you had close contact throughout your life carried the illness of excuse-making. This is all about seeing that in your earliest years, you were a magnet for the energy that was directed at you. And as you got older, you didn't exactly stop pulling excuses towards you and start attracting and nourishing the ways that would have allowed you to outgrow them. And question number 5, were you exposed? The short answer here is yes. Of course you were exposed because you had daily contact with carriers of mind viruses. However, the excuses be gone paradigm is designed to strengthen your natural immune system so that you can deal with any similar disease processes that may come your way now and in the future. In spite of your history, the one and only place that your excuses originated is in you. Regardless of the age you were when these ideas were implanted, how contagious your early family conditioning was, how frequently you were exposed, and how potent the diseases were in your home, school, church, and culture, the responsibility is still yours. To live in a totally excuse-free life, you must be willing to state, quote, I adopted these behaviors. I chose all of it. I may have been a child, and I may not have had the skills or the natural abilities to resist early influences, but it was all still my choice. I take full responsibility for any and all excuse-making that I've engaged in." Unquote. I encourage you to accept complete responsibility for all of your excuse-making tendencies. You are capable of making choices to cease self-sabotaging thinking habits now